And the moment has passed. We're back. Who could be that cruel? I don't think a Genesis cart could contain more evil. Excuse me. Alright, so Super C. No power-ups. Can't even spawn a power-up. That's our guiding rule. I'm going to reset if I die before the end of Stage 2. But if we make it past Stage 2, we'll just live with what happens on our first run at least. So I've done several 1 credit clears with no power-ups. I don't know how many deaths my best ever run has had, or how far I've made it on a single life. In recent attempts, level 6 is the furthest I've made it on 1 life. Up to level 6, but not through it. But I think I may have done better long ago. I was working on this challenge a couple months ago and then got distracted from it, put it down for a while. And since picking it back up, level 6 has been my best run. But I think I did better a time or two way back when. Not gonna be a hero and rush trying to take out the helicopter. Wow, I'm going real slow though. That enemy, that red enemy back there, he was in a weird position. He was so much, like, onto the edge of the screen, I couldn't line up with him from the direction I wanted to. Thank goodness their bullets don't travel the whole screen. I would have been doomed. Ah! really like this game. It's hard. It's hard to do these challenges because there's a lot of randomness in these games. And that's not a necessarily a bad thing. Like, I actually really like. But there's a lot of randomness to us too. There's a lot of randomness to this. I mean, you know, I love Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That game has a lot of randomness in it. My only problem with it really is stage 6. I don't think there was any way to get out of that situation. That's the thing about playing a random game. I don't think there's any way to get around those bullets. But the thing with stage 6 is that the mouths in the floor, they're just not really avoidable. So I'd say that's probably the worst part of this game, is the mouths in the floor on stage 6. That took a long time. What's going on? I can't move. My NES does not want to cooperate tonight. Look at how it's behaving. I didn't want to break this out again, but I think I have to. Manu Alejo, welcome to the stream, Manu. I hope you're doing well. Cartridge has some dust. I mean, I cleaned it out. I don't know. I think it's the console. I think I need to put the cleaning card in. But who knows? Let me take care of that. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's try again. Thank you for the 1 bit, Manu. Thank you for the good luck bit. Let's hope it works. I'd love some good luck. I like the colors in this game a lot. I think it's part of why I like it more than Contra. I even like this, the shade of blue that they've used for the hero's pants. I was looking down at the capture and ran into Calamity. I was trying to see if it matched what I was seeing on the CRT. And it's not quite the same shade in the capture. It's a little brighter. Oh. Everything in this everything in this game is so much more like I was just talking about how I like the colors in this game, and everything in this game is so much more vibrant in the capture than it is on the CRT. It's wild. All the colors are so much more muted for me. Whoa, almost opened a power up. Oh wow, I thought for sure that would have been the end of the boss there. There we go. Get that bullet dude off the screen. I know it's gonna cause trouble for me later if I don't let it go away. Oh, that was close. I don't like the way I'm fighting this guy this time. I seem to be in a real... I'm taking a real bad approach. Whoa, I ran the wrong way. I'm dead. No good. No good. Jesse Thompson, welcome in. Happy Thursday, Jesse. I hope your week's been treating you well. I'm having a bit of trouble, as usual. We've been having a lot of crashes tonight. My NES is very temperamental tonight. Now, normally I don't mind when the game glitches out a little bit. In fact, sometimes I even enjoy it. You know, when that happens, at least, you know, sometimes we get to see something really interesting happen. And that's fun. I like a good, interesting glitch. But when it freezes up and becomes unplayable, that's just sad. I wish I could consistently take out all the bubbles that smoothly. I'd have to be a real master at this game, but that felt really nice, taking out those two like that. I mean, I'd settle even for being able to take out those bubbles that smoothly, consistently, but alas. I've had some pretty interesting glitches happen on the stream. There was a time in Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection where one of the bosses despawned himself from the arena, and I couldn't do anything but wait for the timer to run down. There's one boss in Castlevania The Adventure. The boss never showed up, and then my character sprite exploded. Like, shattered apart and scattered to all four corners of the screen. Inexplicably. That's a pretty good one. There was a time in Castlevania where Simon became merged with one of the Axe Knights, and I lost control of Simon, and the Axe Knight's AI took over control of him. That was pretty good. There've been some weird things. That sounds so scary. You know what? If it happened when I was a kid, it probably would have horrified me. When I was real little, I would frequently have nightmares about my NES games doing things that they shouldn't be able to do. Whoa, what am I doing? I don't think that's supposed to happen like that. That was weird. I thought that gun was supposed to be closer to the wall. That's odd. It was so far back. Best boss in the game, right here. Love it. I wish I was smart enough. I wish I was smart enough to figure out how to handle these mouths. I'm sure speedrunners have to have a technique for handling them. But I don't like to look up anything. I'm stuck with my own below average mind. Unfortunately, and I can't seem to figure out what the trick must be. But that's the part that probably, I would say that's the part that frustrates me the most about this game is those mouths in the floor. There are other parts that are difficult to deal with, but I can counting my chickens before they hatch there. I forgot about round 2 of the boss. The other parts of the game that are difficult to deal with don't feel as bad as those floor mouths. The bubbles on stage 4, the scorpions on stage 7. They're big problems, but not as big as the floor mouths. I dislike that guy. Alright. If I could do that consistently, that feels good. I've learned to manage the scorpions. I can't say that I've learned to do it consistently, but I know what to do now. See, what I need now is the equivalent of that scorpion strategy. I need the equivalent for the floor mouths in stage 6, and then I'll be in really good shape. When that red thing got away just now, I knew I was dead. Before it even came back for me, I knew there was no way I was going to be able to survive them dancing around me. This part here is, this part here gives me a lot of grief. A lot of grief, too. No. Alright, that second part there, that second half of the stage wasn't so bad. What killed me? I know, it was that debris coming up from the floor. Alright, well, we made it through. I want to do one more pass through this, and then we're going to move over to Majora's Mask. The design of that boss always unsettles me so much. They're pretty creepy looking, the bosses, but they're kind of static. Not a lot of moving parts. Particularly in the second half of the game there. I don't think I could handle it if it moved. Good point. I suppose that could be seen as a mercy. If I can ever pull off this no power-ups run through this game, I think the all power-ups run is going to be much easier than the one in Contra. There aren't as many opportunities to miss power-ups, or power-ups are easier to avoid missing. There's no equivalent to Stage 2 and 4 from Contra in this game. Got like a mustache hair tickling my nose. I could have got him before he made it off the screen. I could have done it. I don't think I've ever stood on the right-hand side like that before. So it's no secret that I'm an extremely picky eater, and I'm terrified of a lot of foods that people eat regularly. But every now and then I get it into my brain that, like, an idea comes from somewhere that I want to try a food that I haven't tried before. And I've never had an omelet. I've always been too scared. I've always been too scared to eat an omelet. So I'm trying to work up the courage to make myself an omelet. But I'm thinking I could eat one if I'm thinking about making one with spinach and mushrooms. Because those are both things that I enjoy. And I like eggs. It's just very scary to think about eating all three of those things together. And I suppose I need to put some kind of cheese in it, but that's the most terrifying part. That's the thing that I really can't wrap my brain around just yet. I don't even know what kind of cheese is appropriate for an omelet. When I think of I'm tempted to try and use Swiss cheese, I think. I don't know, when I think of mushrooms, I think of Swiss cheese, right? I don't know. Combining cheese and produce. Combining dairy and produce is something that I'm just really, really afraid of. So I think I'll have to start with a cheeseless omelet and work my way up. Do people put garlic in omelets? Is that a thing that you do? So I imagine I'll need to sort of pan fry the mushrooms and spinach together. And my instinct would be to do it with onion and garlic to sort of flavor them. I know that people put onions in omelets, but I don't know about garlic. Fortunately for me, Jelly is willing to eat a lot of the thing. Is more enthusiastic about eating a lot of the things that I'm afraid of. So you see, all I have to do is make an omelet for Jelly, and then I don't have to worry about wasting food. See, I can just make one for her, and then I can steal a bite and see if it's something I can endure or not before I make one for myself. So that gives me a lot of freedom to experiment. Because even if I make something that I find inedible, it doesn't have to go to waste. And that's nice. And good luck with the omelet endeavors, thank you, cows. No, why did I open a power up? Rip the run. Go ahead and kill the timer since we spawned a power-up. I'm not one for standard omelets, but I do like Japanese-style rolled omelets. Cheddar is my go-to cheese for them for what it's worth. I love the look of a block of Swiss cheese. Probably just because it's like what was always like whenever cheese like was in a cartoon or something like that. It's always it seems to always be a block of Swiss cheese, but like there's just something about the way a block of Swiss looks that's very appealing. No. I've talked about it before, but there's some place relatively near me that they make this cheese that I think it's like a blend of Parmesan and Gouda, and they soak it in red wine, so it develops this sort of like purple, I don't know, crust around it. It's crazy delicious. I could probably, you know, if I had unlimited money, I could buy my weight in that cheese and eat it. It's pretty expensive, so I don't eat it often, but it's a real treat when I do. There's another place that has this, like, they have this hard white block of cheese that they sell that has nettles in it. And that's a really good cheese, too. But again, prohibitively expensive. I did that all wrong. That's probably the hardest boss in the game, and maybe the hardest boss across both games. Contra 1 Stage 4 boss is pretty tough. The bubbles make that boss really hard. No, I spawned another power-up. I can't believe I made it out of that situation alive. I don't think I died on stage 6. I did spawn a power-up, but I don't think I died. Which is good for practice purposes, since it's a stage I don't often make it through in one life. That scorpion almost got me. Twice in a row I've made it through the scorpions now. All right. Alright, the scorpions are totally doable, so I'm gonna call tonight's practice a success. I've kinda I've kind of zoned out and autopiloted my way through Super C tonight, so it's not been great practice in a lot of regards. But the one very good thing has come from it. I feel much more confident about the Scorpions than I ever have. I can take them off. I can take them off my list of things in the game that are a complete disaster. Okay, now we've just got the floor mouths, the falling ceiling, floor mouths on stage 6, the falling ceiling here on stage 8, and the entire second half of stage 4. Those are the only areas left that are a complete disaster. It's its own sort of progress. That's it's pretty valuable because I've been dying to those Scorpions a lot. If I get a run past those floor mouths again, there's a... Well, we've got a pretty good chance now of pulling off the run, I would say. With that obstacle taken care of. This part is still pretty disastrous, but this part is not as bad for me as those Scorpions were. Whoa. I knew I was going to lose a life. Didn't know I was going to lose 2. Or 3. Why'd I open my mouth? Why'd I open my mouth? I said this part wasn't that bad, and now look what's happening to me. Has anyone ever died? Has anyone ever died on the same screen in Contra so many times? I think I just set a world record. What's that? Tiana Min Square, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the lurk. Pleasure to have you with us. All right, well, there's Super C practice for the night. If you've come in for Super C, and you just got here, I'm sorry that it's at the end of our Super C portion of the night. But that does I was aiming to do 2 runs through the game, and we've had them, so I am going to be moving on. But I do play this game frequently, so if that is a disappointment to you, then I hope that you'll at least consider stopping in again, because there will be many opportunities to catch more Super C on this stream. I've been playing Contra and Super C several times a week. All right. So none of the runs, neither of the runs through Super C were very good tonight, but I gained valuable confidence on stage 7, and I really think that that's gonna do us well. If I can build up my skill at stage 4 and get lucky on stage 6, then victory is going to be like within sight for this challenge. But yeah, thank you for joining me for Super C and coming along with the practice. And we're gonna move over to the Nintendo 64 now. I'm gonna take a short BRB. Maybe make some more coffee. I kind of feel like I want another round of that. And we're gonna start. We're gonna pick up Majora's Mask on the N64. We are at the 4th dungeon. I set foot into the 4th dungeon last time we played, but I was not up for tackling it. And tonight that is the first priority on our agenda. So, if that interests you, then just stick around through the BRB, and I'll see you again in just a few minutes. And that's what we'll do next.